Hey guys, it's Brian with Obedia and PC Audio Labs, and I'm gonna start doing a bit of a series here that I hope is gonna be helpful to folks out there, where I'm going to talk about some of the things that get in the way of producing music, and this is what I've learned over the years from my own trials of producing music and from working with folks who do produce music, training people who produce music, because that's what we do at Obedia and PC Audio Labs. So the first thing that I want to mention that generally gets in the way of making music, and this is something that I see all the time, and a lot of people are going to be like, well, what do you want me to do? That's not a fair thing for me to say. I love all this stuff, but I'm just going to put this into perspective real quick. The thing that gets in the way of producing music very frequently is too much gear. I know this sounds crazy, and I'm going to, again, a lot of people are going to look at me now and they're going to say, well, what do you want me to do? I bought all this gear. I want to use it. I totally understand that, and I do not blame you at all for wanting to use the gear that you have, and especially for wanting to purchase cool gear, because we live in a time when there is so much incredibly cool stuff out there to make music with. But I'm here to tell you that, unfortunately, having too much gear is going to make it harder for you to make music, at least in the short term. In the long term, it's going to make it easier, hopefully, because it's great to have a lot of really cool gear. But in the short term, if you have too much gear, just too much stuff, it's going to make it hard. And I call this musical ADD, because suddenly you got all these really cool tools and you want to use all of this stuff to make music. You've got lots of software, you've got synthesizers, you've got all these really cool things, and you want to use it to make music, but you sit down and nothing happens. And a lot of times that's because, strictly put, it's just there's too much stuff for you to pay attention to. And so you get this, very slipshod way of trying to approach making music, and then you don't get anything done. And this happens in software too, and I see this a lot, where folks have too many plugins, just too many plugins, too much stuff, and again, this is enticing because there's a lot of cool stuff out there that you can get, and you can get it for not too much. You see a deal on Plugin Boutique, you see a deal through KVR Audio, you see a deal through your favorite plugin developer, whatever it may be, and you go, hey, I'm going to buy this, and you buy that plugin, and then you buy another, and you buy another, and you start stacking them up, and you have all this gear, and you're not making music. So my suggestion all the time, and I tell this to my clients at Obedia, and I tell this to people that I talk to when I go out and I speak, and I do Ableton Live events, or I do music production events, or whatever it may be, my suggestion is put a bunch of that stuff away. And I know, again, this sucks. People are going to say, man, I don't like this. But I promise you, it's not forever. It's not forever. It's just for a little while. Put some of that stuff away. If you've got a bunch of plugins, just don't load them. If you have a lot of hardware, outboard gear, synths, things like that, I know it sucks, but turn it off. Put it away for just a little while and focus on one specific thing. Focus on one thing that you can start focusing on. If you know that, for instance, you want to get better at beat production, focus on just beat production. If you want to focus on vocal recording, focus on vocal recording. If you want to just basically focus on your baseline skills in a digital audio workstation, focus on that. Spend less time noodling around and dragging in tons of plugins and playing with 10 or 12 presets and then getting bored and loading another thing and then loading another thing and all this other kind of stuff, or reaching over and playing on your synth or whatever it is. Minimize that. Stop doing that, and instead just focus on one thing. And if you focus on one thing at a time and you take it bit by bit, you will start to find that that gear that you love, that you bought, that you spent your hard-earned money on, is going to start to seem a lot more appealing, because now you have a reason to play with it. Now you've started to do something that gives you a foundation. And without a proper foundation, nothing can ever properly build up. It's just a fact, right? You cannot build a great building on a shoddy foundation. So build a great foundation, and you will most assuredly start to be able to have more fun with what it is that you have. So that's my tip. That's my short tip, music production tip here today, is if you got too much gear, put it away. And even if you're just talking about one digital audio workstation, just to wrap this up, let's say you have one digital audio workstation, try using just the in-the-box plugins with it. And again, I know that that's kind of not fun to hear because there's so much cool stuff out there. But let's say you're using Ableton Live. Just try using just what comes with Ableton Live, because I promise you, the stuff that comes boxed with most digital audio workstations is actually pretty powerful. It wouldn't be packed in with that DAW if it weren't actually useful. But because there is so much great gear out there and great software, we start to think that everything is better than what comes with what it is that we get. And I'm here to tell you that what comes in the box with a lot of DAWs and a lot of software is actually pretty great. So spend a little time just getting to know that. Play with just that. And as you play around in the box, then you start to move outside the box. And then you move further outside the box, and you keep going until you find that now you have a reason to use all this cool stuff that you've got. So that's my tip, guys. And hey, if you tell me if you think I'm crazy, if you think I am, hit me up in the comments. If you think this helps, hit me up in the comments. Better yet, if you want to learn how it is that you can take an approach such as this, get in touch with us at Obedia and PC Audio Labs. Give us a call. We can help you to work one-on-one with a pro digital audio trainer just like myself, who will help you in real time to get to know how to use your digital audio hardware and software and tame your technology. That's what we do best here at Obedia and PC Audio Labs. As always, everyone, I'm Brian with Obedia PC Audio Labs. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Today's pro audio hardware and software can give you excellent results if you know how to use it properly. Obedia can help you to get the most out of your pro audio hardware and software. Why spend your time scouring the internet for answers or digging through manuals? With one quick call to an Obedia technician, you'll be connected with someone who can give you the answers that you need in real time via phone and remote desktop. Obedia technicians are trained in all major digital audio applications on Mac, PC, iOS, and Android devices. Obedia member subscriptions are cost-effective, give you great member benefits, and Obedia is here 7 days a week to help you get the most out of your digital audio hardware and software. No matter what your level of expertise, Obedia can help you to stay focused and productive and get your music back on track. Start taming your technology today with Obedia.